Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reacting to Don Lemon, uh, his interaction with a Mexican lady who is a naturalized citizen who happens to be in Chicago, and he's doing street interviews. So I've actually seen a little bit of it, and I'm just gonna say he watched him or she watched him. But I want to be able to react to it live, and then get like the full context, and then hopefully be able to glean some wisdom, and we'll just talk about it. So without further ado,
the link, and that's it. Is that what happens? You want to grab the link?
She wants to talk to you. She said you need to talk to people that have.
Okay.
It would be nice to hear different points of view and not just
This
those
is-
that are for the mayor.
Oh, that we're not doing a thing on people who are for the mayor. He's a mayor of the city, and we just want to know
Okay.
what's happening with immigration. Okay, so
No, I'm not really, but I'm just saying, we're from Kansas City,
okay,
but originally from Mexico. So I kind of know what's going on.
okay, but you don't live in Chicago.
No, we don't live in Chicago.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. It's nice to meet
But
you.
we are for immigration, though. I mean, they have to do it legally, and they have to do it the right way. Mexico right now is doing mass deportations
facts.
on all the people that stayed illegally,
Right.
because that's how you manage a country. And it's not about hating people. Myself as an immigrant, it's just about doing things the right way.
Yeah.
You know.
I understand that, but we don't like people being roughed up. America doesn't do that. America's about due process. And if you're going to come to this country, of course you need to do it legally, you need to follow the things. But in America, if you're going to go and pick someone up, you have to have due process. You've got to have a warrant. You got to show them that there is a reason to do it.
Now, okay, I know this is about her, washing him, but all of that is stupid. I'm sorry. You don't have rights granted to you, as far as citizens or any of this sort. We don't need warrants to remove people who are here illegally. You don't need to go and say, well, they crossed over illegally and now they're over here sitting over here and I need a warrant. That's not how it works. And this is a journalist, folks.
There is, you know what I'm saying? And so maybe in Mexico that's different, but we don't beat our people up here.
That's ignorant as hell. That's racist. That's racist. Maybe Mexico that's different. Why do you assume that is different in Mexico? Oh, because the drug cartels are over there and they're over there doing a bunch of insane things. The same people that are also over here, and you're saying we don't want them to be deported.
We're not supposed to.
Mexico is in North America, so North America is a continent. So you do have to do things the right way, and anywhere.
But Mexico doesn't go by the same rules that we do. We're the biggest democracy in the country, in the world, and we believe that we treat people humanely here.
No, I get that, and the thing is that when you come from a country that is not the U.S., you really see the blessing coming to a country that has freedom, a country that
I
gives.
completely agree with you, but you also see the way that.
What is up with him not allowing the lady to finish her thought? he just take. You know what? You're saying some truths, and you're going down a road that's probably going to make me look dumb. So I'm going to take the microphone from you, so you won't be able to speak exactly what it is you're trying to say. She is 100% correct. We come to this country for those people who come the right way because of all of the blessings it has to offer. If you allow anyone to be able to come in and bring all of their bad habits, the blessings that this country has to offer all of a sudden becomes a curse. Okay? You can't have people who are running from certain groups of people come here and then have to deal with the same type of people that they're running from. That is a problem. Okay? So you can't say you love immigration and you love immigrants and then you continue to allow them to suffer. But when we try to get rid of the bad people so those good people can be able to thrive, then it's a problem. It's stupid.
You should not treat people, and I don't think people are protesting out here because they're upset that that they believe that people should just come over illegally. I think they're upset because of the way that they are doing it, and that they are not going through the people. If you want to come to Chicago and you want to bring in the National Guard, you have to talk to the local officials and get their approval. That's how it works here.
The local officials don't want to work with the Trump government, because if you work with Trump, then that means you love Trump. Okay? That's just for, unfortunately, if you're on the Democratic side, if you're on the liberal side, anyone that works with Trump, that means you love Trump, and therefore you're an enemy, you're an op, we don't like you. That is stupid. That's not how you run a country, that's not how you run a state, that's not how you run a city. You have to work with everyone to be able to do what's best for the people. It's not about politics, it's about the people. And in a lot of these cases, the people have been reporting and talking to the local government to get rid of a lot of these people, and they're not listening. So are we now going to say, well, F you people, your voice doesn't matter, you don't have any rights, we will allow these people to stomp out your rights just so we can stand against Trump? Is that the right thing to do? Whether you're liberal or you're conservative, people, if you're being threatened by anyone, I'm sorry, they have to stay here. And we can't do anything about it. Stupid.
And you cannot just pick someone up and say, I'm going to grab you, whether they are undocumented or not,
Totally.
or documented or not.
Others the way that you want to be
Yes.
treated correctly.
Right. So I think that's why people are protesting.
Yeah, and I agree with that, that's good, and that applies anywhere. It doesn't matter what country, that applies everywhere.
I agree.
You want to be treated the way that you want to treat others.
Right. But if you come, you want to do it the proper way if you want to come.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
I understand that.
And that's anywhere. So I think that also people need to understand that, because a lot of them have signs that said, no human is illegal. But once you enter the wrong way, doing it the proper way, you're breaking the law. And I think that we need to see both sides of
That's
it.
not a criminal act. And the president is a criminal, and he's in the highest office in the land. Coming over and being undocumented is not a criminal act.
This is a journalist, folks. You know what's crazy about all of this? Is Don Lemon was on CNN at the time that Obama was doing everything that Trump is doing now. The only thing that's different is Trump is doing it to a higher scale and everyone is paying attention to it. Obama deported more people than Trump has, yet they love Barack Obama. They love Barack Obama, but they hate Trump, and they're saying, oh, he's doing it this way and he's doing it that way. Listen, folks, I truly believe that most of these people, if Donald Trump said people who are interested in children should be put in jail, they will come out and say, no, we should free them, and they will absolutely protest. And you'll go to places like Portland, you will have a whole bunch of naked, fat, white dudes talking about their protesting ICE, butt ass naked. That is the type of people that are protesting and speaking out against this stuff. That's how unreasonable these people are.
Does not deserve someone to be pushed to the ground and handcuffed. It's not. And so if you live, let me just tell you, I just got to be honest with you. If you come from a place like Mexico or whatever, you're from Mexico?
Yes.
If you come from a place like Mexico, you're right. We have amazing opportunities in this country. And the reason we have those is because we have a constitution where we treat people humanely, and we believe in immigration and people coming over. Not everybody comes over and they're going to do it the same way. Sometimes people come over under desperate situations and they need to get out, and we have to understand that.
There are processes for people who are under desperate situations to be able to come into this country. It's called asylum. None of these people that are being kicked out of here came in under asylum. So what do we say to that? Oh, well, they just absolutely had to come in the last couple of years, to the point where we had people literally marching through Mexico to come through before Trump came in, right? They weren't In any type of crazy situation they were running from, they were marching through Mexico because they wanted to come in, because Biden and Kamala promised them, oh, we'll be able to do this, we'll be able to do that for you, and all this stuff, and it didn't deliver anything. And now that we're trying to get rid of these people, all of a sudden everyone is mad. You weren't mad when they were coming here illegally.
But the reason that we have all these things and that you love America is because people have due process, is because we don't treat people inhumanely.
Listen, before Trump got into power and started doing the ICE raids and stuff like that, he told people, listen, self-deport and you will be able to come here the right way, no problem. There were a lot of people that did it, and those same people are back in this country right now. There is not I don't believe that there's such a big processing issue. And I think that if they really cared about immigration, they would work with Trump to find a better solution, but they're not even working with Trump. They're not. They housed all of these people for the last 4 years, right? 3 to 4 years. They had all of these people in migrant shelters. They didn't ask them their first name, their last name, where they came from. They didn't get their fingerprints. They didn't get anything on these people at all. They could have processed all of these people very quickly if that's really what they wanted to do. But that's not what they wanted to do. They wanted to use these people for political gain. They wanted to put them in these places so that they can be able to win an election, which is what they do with every group, every minority group, whether it's black, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's anything. They will use any group to be able to get what they want, and then they will throw them to the side. And that's exactly what we're seeing here.
Because we don't beat people up. It's because we don't throw people in detention centers in horrible conditions. That's why you love America. If we did that, then
what detention center in America is in horrible conditions?
Then we would be the same as the places people are coming from, looking for more freedoms and more opportunity.
I also see a dark side of it, though, because now you see cities like California, Chicago.
You mean Los Angeles? States like California.
Yes, exactly. States like California, with cities like Los Angeles and other parts of California, Chicago, and then you see Portland, and then you see all these other places where people are just breaking the law constantly, and they're just getting a slap on the wrist and send their way.
But
and
where's it? Portland. There's no emergency. There's no crime.
I hate when people say that, and this is the thing. And genuinely, I wasn't even trying to make this like I'm trying to move away from the politics, because politics, in my opinion, is very divisive. But for all of those people who have some level of sensibility, reasonable people out there, how does it make sense where you have a bunch of people complaining about the crime? You have mayors and police officers that don't report the crime that the people are complaining about, but then they tout and say, well, there's no crime. We've seen videos upon videos in places like Oakland, California, of people breaking into people's businesses, looting, and the police doing nothing about it. I even saw a video where some criminals broke into someone's business. The police officer is literally sitting in the car outside as the criminals are in the business looting. The criminals get into the car, drive off. The police then turn the siren on and then get out of the car to go make a report. How the hell does that make any sense? How does it make any sense? When you have people that are going around punching women and punching elderly people 30 times before finally someone is trying to do something about it, don't you think that's a problem? But there's not really a crime. There's not really an emergency. There's not really, anything going crazy. You have a bunch of half-naked people protesting around children, but that's not really a problem, is it? And this is supposed to be a journalist. This is someone who went and got an education. And this is the type of arguments that we're getting.
In all of these cities that you're talking about, crime is down.
Okay, when you
always have issues with crime in big cities.
When you see those videos on TV of people just going in stores and stealing merchandise and just running out with
That shouldn't happen, but what does that have to do with immigration?
What I'm saying is that it has to do a lot with immigration, because you are saying that crossing illegally is not a crime. They're not breaking the law. That's my thing. It's
not a crime.
Go to Japan and try to do it illegally, and I guarantee you, you're going to
We don't live in Japan. That's the thing.
Okay, but
what type of argument is that? Well, we don't live in Japan. You can't do that in Japan. You can't do that in Mexico. Mexico is getting rid of people. They're deporting people right now. You can't do that in Mexico. You can't do that in Japan. You can't do that in Korea. You can't do that in the Middle East. You can't really do that anywhere. But we are expecting, and we're saying, oh, it's righteous to allow people to do the wrong thing. And the only reason these people are saying this, and you know what, I've heard enough. The only reason that people are saying this generally is because they're not affected. The reason Don Lemon is spewing this BS is because he's not affected. Don Lemon doesn't have any kids. So with all of these people whose kids have been assaulted, sexually or not, when they come out and they speak out about these things and they want to get rid of these people, you have people like this that have no idea what any of the regular folks are dealing with. Now, forget Democrat, forget Republican. Let's just do it on a human level, right? If you're a Democrat and you go through someone hurting your family member, hurting you, and you find that this person is here illegally, and you see people like this speaking about how it's okay for them to be here, right? And speaking against Trump and saying, oh, well, you know, they didn't commit any crime. How would that make you feel when you look at the Democratic Party? When someone is doing something to your benefit and you see the people who say that they stand for you speaking against it, even though it's something you're going to benefit from, what do you think the normal reaction is and the rational outcome is going to be? You're going to say, oh, you don't like me. You don't really like me. You don't want me to succeed. You don't want me to be able to live peaceably in society. And you don't want me to be able to have success. The problem with all of this is that when you break the law initially, you've broken the law. I had a teacher in school that said, and she came to me because I was wearing something that I've worn for a long time in school, but it was not part of the school uniform. And she gave me detention for it. And she told me, and I said, why would I get detention? Because I've been doing this for a long time. And she says, you can speed on the highway many, many times. When the police catches you, you can't go to the police and say, well, I've been speeding this entire time and you didn't catch me. Well, today you've been caught. You can't say, oh, well, even though I haven't done, I haven't robbed anyone, I haven't stolen, I haven't attacked anyone, therefore I'm not a criminal, when you've already committed a crime by coming into the country illegally. And by doing that, and this is the main problem people are not understanding. Chicago is facing a giant $1 billion plus budget deficit because they've been spending so much money taking care of the illegal people. New York, same thing. Deficit, taking care of the illegal people. So, you as a citizen, you came here the right way. You escaped all of these bad situations to be able to bring your family over here so they can be able to enjoy the American dream. And you're going to take your kids and you're going to put them in a public school that's going to be safe, that's going to take care of them and do all this stuff. Now, all of those things are being defunded so we can be able to take care of the illegal people. Do we see the problem with that? Because it's not all human rights and this and that. There's only so much to go around. So when you have everyone packing in, now all of the people who did it the right way have nothing to gain. There is no blessing anymore. There is no safety anymore. All this stuff you were dreaming about now is no longer available to you. So what's the point of coming here if it's just going to be the same as your home country? And that is the point. That is why we need to be harder on immigration, illegal immigration. That is why we need to make sure that people who do the wrong things are held accountable, because the people who do the right thing should be able to enjoy those blessings, and only those people should be able to enjoy those blessings. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don Lemon is an idiot. Bye.